Good morning. This is my first time doing a video like this. I also don't really have anything planned for the flow itself, but I kind of like that idea of it being more authentic, just because I'm not a master. Not even close, that's why I left. But I really love moving my body and moving it in a way that feels more organic than the ways I grew up thinking you had to move your body, especially for stuff like yoga. This is my first time using a mic. I'm gonna move it. Bear with me if it's not the best audio. It might not be. And you're like free to play your own music, turn this down. That's what I do when I do guided practices. Or you can just listen to this. So, yes. Starting off, I'm going to take off my shoes. I honestly recommend going barefoot, but that's not in my cards today. My socks of the day are foliage. Feels like fall. Okay. I'm going to start. Ooh. Also, I'm super sore today. I've had some really intense workouts the past few days, and I'm on my cycle. So this already is getting me. We're just gonna come into a seated butterfly. I don't know the proper terms for everything either, so I'm just going to say what I believe, and you can follow the video. And something I want to establish early on is that really the most important thing you can do is burning right here. The best thing you can do is what feels the best for you. So I'm gonna start just wiggling on my tailbone, feeling where it's tense and tight and taut. Let's go with all the T words. I'm gonna flex my feet. Yeah, my feet are tight. We went out last night and I was wearing uncomfortable shoes. If you place your thumb in the middle of your foot and just rub, it's a very, very, very good little massage you can do for yourself. But just whatever feels best for you. This is really just a simple flow. I'm gonna start tracing my fingers. Ooh, see that like along my side is really nice. So I'll stop there for a second. Come back around. That feels tight, so I'm gonna take a breath there and really think about expanding that muscle with the breath, sending oxygen there. I'm gonna take one more breath and bring those as tight as I can. I'm gonna grasp my toes and I'm gonna just lean in as far as I can. Usually I'm a lot farther down. I can get my forehead on the ground. Today that's not gonna happen. So I'm just gonna take some breaths here. And release. Right, and then coming through with straight legs. Something I really like doing. If you can only touch your toes, or if you can only lean to touch your toes, that's perfectly okay. But if you're able to, getting your hands above your feet like this, and then pressing those toes forward, really deepening that arch. I feel this right here a bunch. That feels lovely. And throughout my hips, backs of my legs, and the feet, of course. Let's breathe. we're going to swing those legs under and tuck up. On days like today, for me, where I am feeling extra tight and extra tired and extra not really wanting to be moving my body in this way, it's really nice to start on the ground and then work that way up to standing and doing some more mobile. So this might be a longer video, honestly, because I never really time my flows when I'm just doing them on my own. Coming up onto the knees now. Should hear a lot of nice little cracks going on, waking that body up. Just moving through this. Ooh, my shoulders are cracking. But this is such a great way to send that energy throughout the body. And here are some little notes. I tuck my toes under. You can just keep them flat if you want to be more relaxed, but I tuck them under because it creates an extra pull. Sit back and feel that right here. And now we're just going to send it front to back. I'm tucking these toes back to a diamond. And opening those hips and allowing the hips really to rotate. And then sending that back to, I believe this is an extended child's pose, but child's pose. And really trying to get those knees to form a sort of, I don't know, is this a diamond shape? Not sure. One more breath here. And then we're going to reach with these arms, holding that chest up, pulling here through those shoulders. There should be a nice burn and release. All right. Now let's do some cat-cows. I keep wanting to jump the gun and go straight to onto my belly, but let's get some cat-cows. So something that really helped me with cat-cows, because I always felt like, I don't know, like I wasn't really getting good stretch from it, was putting a lot more emphasis onto my chest and shoulders. Even now you can hear my voice like wavering, because I was just talking to my best friend about this too, but really about trying to open that heart. So pulling those shoulders back like that. That's helped me so much with that stretch, because I always kind of felt like it wasn't really for me. But it is, it's for everyone. Okay, and now we're going to plop those toes under. We're going to sit back for 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to send that butt up to a downward dog. Trying to get your heels, your feet as flat as you can. We're going to take 3 breaths. Then we're going to round up through the spine into a plank. Take 3 breaths. And then we're going to press firmly down lifting to a cobra, and then pushing up. Forgot what this is called. This is called something. But opening up that chest again, expressing your heart. Wiggle a little here. Feel loose. And come back down. Send that back for a second into that child's pose, pulling those arms, and then back up to all fours. I'm going to seat those feet under again. Sink back into that fire toes. What is that called? I'm not sure. And then we're going to send it back up again. This time, we're going to try to drop that head and really push through, making sure to try to be as straight as we can in those legs. And then push in just wherever it feels best for you. This is just what feels best for me, but that's just based off of me. And then we're going to come down to that plank. And then one more time, press through and up. This time just cobra. I want to say too, in my videos and in this practice, a lot of the times I hold for counts of 3, just because that's my favorite number. So I try to do everything in multiples of 3. So if I'm holding something, it's likely for 3 deep breaths or an unspecified amount of time. I mean, it's not always so rigid. I try to keep it as natural as I can. Organic is the way to go with human activities, I think. One more breath here, and then we're going to drop down, push back up into that plank. 3 breaths. Up to doggy, and then doop, doop. We're going to step up with either your hands or your feet, whichever direction feels best. And then just come down to those toes. Trying to get as flat, what are these called? I mean your hands, but so like a grouping for like your hands and your feet, like limbs, but trying to just stay planted. Thinking about those 4 corners of each one. 5 for your hands. Sprawl them out, stretch out those fingers, and just rocking back and forth here as deep as you can for 3. Whew, almost lost my balance there looking at the mic. I want to make sure it's on. All right. Then we're gonna take those heels in. This is ballet first position for those who know. For those who don't, it's just like this. If you want to take a look. And then we're gonna bend. Keep breathing, and as you're bending, you're lifting your chest. So that you come all the way down to this nice frog-like position. And if you can, bring those elbows up to your knees. Fingers together, chest up, heart open. Take it for 3. Hands back down, and then we're just going to try to send those legs up, hips up, and then tilting back into shoulder width apart, down, just touching the ground for 3.
And then we're just going to shoot that back up, rounding out. Send those arms up to the sky. Reach and then melt down to that heart. Down, and we're just rocking back and forth. Send those arms back up to the sky. And then come down. Just realize it's cut off at the top, but that's okay, because I wanted to do more of floor yoga anyway. We're staying here halfway, hands on the shins, back straight, neck long. Keeping those knees not locked, keeping everything open, ready. Maybe lifting those toes, those heels, coming up for a breath, and then back down. This time, kind of in between touching your toes and a downward. As far down as you can go. Stretching through, lifting those heels if you can. Dropping, lifting, dropping. And then lifting those toes if you can. Just really getting the deepest stretches. Ooh, that one is flames. Okay, now we're going to come back to the center of the mat. Staying down in this sort of sumo squat. Dropping. And really pushing on those knees with those hands. Coming down to the elbows if you can. Just rocking back and forth. Just going side to side. This feels good, so I'm trying to take it in and really listen to that. And then we're going to stop at the left. Take that right leg out. Try to slide it along the ground, getting as flat as you can with this foot and your bum. Stabilize where you need to. Reach over and grab that toe. Right now we're just focusing on this leg, nothing up here yet. Just pull that toe back. Feel that fire. And then reaching around. So your right hand is on the ground. And then coming over with that left arm as much as you can. Whew, that should be burning. It's burning quite a lot over here. And then just loosening. Coming back up. Whew, wiggling out those legs. Shake that out. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Now we're just going to do side to side for a second. Just keep going side to side. Ignore me. Okay. And then, you guessed it, drop to the right. And then sliding through, flattening where you can, stabilize yourself, and then pull that leg. Again, make sure your chest is up and you're not like hunched into yourself, obviously. Keep your body activated. But we're not focused on getting that stretch up here yet. Just the leg. And then we're going to reach around with our left. Grab that ground. Keep yourself active. And then we're reaching around with that right. Hold that for 3. Coming back up. And then wiggle it out. That's my favorite right there. You're like a little bug. Okay. Now we're gonna just step in just a little bit, maybe shoulder length a little bit outside of that. We're just touching as far as we can, keeping that back straight. Again, you don't want to be hunched onto yourself, sort of like how I might be sometimes, because it's a learning process, truly. But just keeping it active. I know I keep saying that, but really just trying to make sure your body knows I am in you. As a soul, I am in you. I'm activated. I can feel all my limbs. I'm sending blood and oxygen. I'm staying loose. And then, if you can, we're going to grab our elbows. And we're just going to rock.